Hello, everybody. Welcome along to the Rangers Rabble podcast, live match reaction. At least one Scottish team's doing the coefficient in Europe. Rangers 2, Borrusia Dortmund 2, 6-4 on Gate. Yes, as the Scottish Giants have put out the German Giants, and we progressed to the last 16 of the Europa League. Hello, I'm Martin, and I'm joined by Jamie. Jamie, how are you?
Good, yeah. What a second half, man.
Welcome.
That's JD, that's not Jamie.
Sorry, JD. Scotty, how are you?
Jamie? Oh, up and down.
Oh,
Up.
I'm not going to
Come
lie.
on.
I don't think my throat's going to last this reaction, but we'll see how it goes. We're hoping to be joined by Mark as well.
Oh, please.
At some point. Just hello and thank you to everybody for tuning in. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a celebratory podcast, so please do get your comments in. I'll try and get as many comments up as I can. Please do like and subscribe. Now, normally me and JD have got a wee kind of battle going, where we like to see when whoever's hosting gets the most likes. JD's been fortunate, right?
In your head.
He's been fortunate that he's had the better games to get the more likes, but I'm hosting, right? So if you can like, then they count for me, don't count for him. All right.
This is why I'm going to be the most awkward shit guest.
Well, what's fucking
What,
new?
as opposed to the most awkward shit host?
Before we straight away, Cameron Kalis RFC with a £5 super chat. Thank you so much. What a night for the famous. My God, JD. Wow, just wow.
It's a game of two halves. It was almost turning into like a tie of two halves, like the home tie or the away tie, then the home tie. Because at half time, you know me, I'm a panty wetter. I was gone. I was saying about it. But and even when we went 5 at the back, again was saying, what do we do? We need to go pressing, but the 5 worked because we sucked them in, and then we just used Tav, or in fact, we used the double decker bus on the left hand side. The big man was outstanding. So what a second half! What an absolute all round team performance. Bassey, Balogun when he came on won every fucking tackle. Even when Kamara came on, I know he lost the ball, he won every ball in there again. Morelos second half was a dawn. For Ryan Kent, if Steve Holland's there watching Jude Bellingham, who by the way is one of the best players in the world,
phenomenal player.
Ryan Kent must be in a conversation, even to say, by the way, we need to keep another eye on him because he was sick.
I think there's another Englishman as well that even at the age of 29 he couldn't have done himself any harm.
I know.
Tavernier, honestly. Scotty, let's just touch on the captain really quickly. I mean, people, I've heard so many times, look, he's not a captain, he's no this, he's no that. If that's not a captain's performance tonight, then what is?
Captain, fantastic. I'm lost for words.
Thank fuck.
Sorry.
He was solid at the back, reliable, popping up at left back, popping up. What was that when he's claiming for a penalty, flying through the air on the left-hand side of the attack? He was here, there, and everywhere. He's a right back. He has no right to score 2 goals. Yes, okay, one of them was a penalty. But that second goal, what was he doing up here? That is the Tavernier that we have been missing since last season. Since the first 6 months of last season, he was here, there, and everywhere, leading the charge. He was leading the charge today. And you talk about a captain's performance. Fuck me, excuse my language, but fuck me, we could have been dead and buried at halftime. If anyone brought us back, it was our captain. So, fucking recognition. Absolutely delighted. I'm delighted for everyone. I'm also delighted for bloody prime Beckenbauer. Lundstrom, where did that come from? Again, absolute class.
Absolutely magnificent.
Oh, I'm shouting. I'm sorry. I'm just excited.
I'll very quickly get to some comments. Lone Wolf, yes. Michael Chatham, one of our channel members, we done it. Nicholas Moore, the South Wales Loyal. The whole team were bloody brilliant. Flow me off again. Pick up $1 million too. No bad. Of course it is. Of course it is. Scott and Berlin. Wow. RFC. Great result. Now let's win the league. Let's just celebrate the night, and then we'll go on and win this league, because I don't know if anybody was watching the other Scottish team that appeared in Europe tonight, but one word, man. Embarrassing. Aldo, not wow. What a performance. Nicholas Moore, Gio's change of tactics at halftime were fantastic. Jamie, let's pick up on that. We will go through the first half in a minute, but I think it's vitally important that we discuss this first. Halftime, right? Borussia Dortmund. That was the Borussia Dortmund I think that we expected in Dortmund, the full game. They were coming on, and at halftime, I'm sitting going, this second half could be any score. Gio takes off Barisic, brings on Balogun, goes to a back five. We're all shouting, oh no, I'm not a back five again. What a masterstroke.
Who was shouting that?
Yeah, I was certainly shouting it. Didn't want to go to a back five at that point. I thought we had to press, but listen, we're not going to go in on MD, but again, we looked frail anytime Barisic get involved in the game in the first half. Going forward, he kept losing it and stuff. So what a move. Taking McBassey, Balogun coming on, just going to the back five was brilliant. And dropping Lundstrom in, man, who would have thought? I know Aldo's calling him man of the match. Wasn't he quite man of the match for me, but he played well again. Lundstrom's grown, and he's a Rangers player, and to the versatility now, can he just drop back and play us into a back five? That's unreal to have that versatility. So, but all on the manager for me. Made that change. That's why he's the main man and we are not, because we are fucking moaning about it, doing it. He knows what he's doing. So I'll be less of that for me going forward.
But see when Gio came in, we were all expecting almost like a level up in terms of tactics from Gerrard and Beale, because we've seen it. We've seen everything time and time again. They would have never have done that. We would have stuck 4-3-3 up until the end. We would have been passed around and we would have been chasing shadows. To have the foresight to actually turn to 5 at the back, actually go, right, okay, well, we semi-pressed them in the first half. It's almost like we learnt from the old firm game as well, and the first leg in Dortmund. If we were going to carry on pressing them, they would have picked us off. It wasn't like we sat back, sat at the edge of the box. We pushed the game up, still played a high line, but we stopped the runs in behind quite comfortably, intercept everything, didn't give them a chance. And when we got the ball, we were brave and we brought the ball out from the back. We played the ball quickly into the channels. And as you said, you got the double-decker bus on the left-hand side. I've never seen... He was like a bouncy castle. We're running into him, flying at 10 yards. Oh, it's incredible. And then you got the composure and the skill from Tav, and Tav and Morelos work so well together. That's almost like a new hype. Oh, just everyone, just fantastic. Just
Morelos, the change in Morelos from we were all saying, or Mark had said in the chat, we need a rocket up our arse at half time, and I said, well, who's going to do that? Well, someone did, or somebody's done something to someone, because Morelos came out and was a different man in the second half. He wasn't chasing, he wasn't harrying, he was quite sluggish looking in the second half. He won every ball. I think one in the 90th minute, somebody got it off him. But other than that, he's just holding that ball up every time. So, and see, who thought he was going to lay it off to Kent to tap in at the disallowed goal? Nobody thought that.
We'll
come on to that. We will bring that up.
Can I just say so, JD, you were with me on the preview for the first leg, and we were having this discussion about what would go on between Morelos and Hummels. I told you he'd bully him. I told you he would bully him, and he's done that for 2 legs.
2 games.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about a World Cup winner, European Championship winner, Champions League winner, and he's just made him look like bloody Rob Kiernan.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
To be honest, right, Hummel's getting on a bit, right, but nevertheless, he's still a fantastic footballer. JD, like Scotty says, Morelos had him on toast.
Second half, Morelos was unplayable. As in, that's what we had to do: long ball up, get the wee man on the ball, and he's just holding, and he's just... See, when you can see a wee passage of play near the end as well, and how confident he was, because he was wanting to bounce the ball about with Tav out on the right-hand side, and he was getting dead confident. And listen, he could have scored in the first half as well, and that ball just hits off Hummels in the line. But Morelos was unplayable yet again, but we need to see that more of him going into this. One is vital here for Morelos, man.
I mean, we're all good. I think we're all going to watch the highlights of this one and the first leg over and over again for a while now. And I think when we actually go back and watch the highlights of this one in particular, I mean, without even getting onto the goal that we're going to discuss later, we had some quality chances as well. We weren't just having shots on target. Morelos was unlucky not to score at the near post. He's unlucky with the shot that's come off the line. You know, when Kent's gone clean through a couple of times, I mean, just a poor decision making there. And you think, we're playing one of the best sides in the world. We've just made them look over not just one leg, and you can fluke a result over 2 legs. Made them look pretty ordinary, and we're possibly I can't find the right word for it. I don't want to say unlucky because I think it's more than unlucky not to win both legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Desperately unfortunate.
I mean, look, they had chances. We had chances, JD. But I think the Dortmund that we've seen tonight was probably more of the Dortmund that we expected to see in the first leg. And had it been that Dortmund, then maybe we might be sitting here having a different discussion, but it wasn't, so that doesn't matter. But it was a far better Borussia Dortmund that showed up at Ibrox, and we were still more than a match for them.
Yeah. I don't think we were a match for them in the first half, Martin. We were shit scared of them.
I think the kind of first 10-15 minutes of the first half was a bit back and forth, but then Borussia Dortmund kind of took control after that.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't stress it.
Expected, though.
Well,
sorry,
was it?
Oh yeah, the Borussia Dortmund, for Christ's sake, they're gonna take control of a serious portion of the match.
But we're Rangers fans. We don't accept that.
I mean, let's look at this over the piece of the 2 legs. I always say we played 4 quarters, obviously, but 2 halves of 2 matches. We controlled 3/4 of that.
No, yeah,
really.
Aye.
Oh, golly, man! We controlled. I think we controlled 50%, maybe 40% of that game.
Oh, behave yourself. What? No, I'm talking about over both
games. Was brilliant.
Over both games. JD, both games.
Oh, sorry, both games.
Go on. Try and argue with me again. Go on.
I'm not giving
Go on. Yeah, shut up.
I'm saying 50-50.
Just shut up, man.
He's not giving you it, Scotty, right? But we've mentioned him before. Ryan Kent.
He's doing this to sabotage your likes, mate.
Listen, people keep liking. The more likes I get, the more likes I get than him, the better. Because JD has been stuck in that room since he started on the rabble because his head doesn't fit out the room anymore. But look, Scotty, we touched on Ryan Kent. Phenomenal all night. Absolutely brilliant. And he was the reason that we went 1-0 up.
Yeah. His trickery, he loves it, doesn't he? These big nights, Ibrox surface, good surface. You give him 3 yards, 2 yards to run at you, and you're toast. His feet are lightning quick. He was turning like multi-million-pound footballers, season pros inside out. I've never seen anything like it. And then he obviously comes in and his feet are too quick again and wins the penalty. And it is absolute stonewaller. And you just can't defend against that. Either you let him go by you try to stick a leg out, and it's more in hope than judgment that you're going to get the ball because you don't know which way he's going. And he showed it time and time again. And he was actually unlucky with a couple of movements not to have a bit more joy.
And just after the goal, actually, JD, because I didn't take any notes. I couldn't. I wrote that through that whole game. I was stressed out my wee tiny box. But Arfield's got to square it, as you know.
I know they kept stressing that, and I think they probably do. But I think at the moment where they kept pausing it and showing you, he needs to square it, he'd already made his decision. But I think he probably should. Morelos,
I can't even remember who he was supposed to square it to.
It was to Kent. Morelos was just unlucky because he'd done everything. He ran by a Rebo to get to the ball and just blotters it and it just hits somebody. We were unlucky, man. See them.
No.
You want to jump in? You want to jump in again?
Yeah, I fell off his seat.
You want to keep cutting me off?
Come on, we need to get the comments going. Right, we need to. Were you saying that Morelos should have passed it?
No. I'm even doubting whether Arfield had the time to stop to pass it.
listen, look at it from a human point of view. If you're 5 yards, 6 yards from goal and you've got that in front of you, you're going to take the shot. It's not even going to enter your head to square it. I mean, if you look in the scenario in the second half and Morelos squares it to Kent, he's got all the time in the world to think that. And he's already made his mind up. He's doing that. That isn't an instinct reaction. I don't blame him. I mean, we had two or three instances in that phase of play where we should have scored, but we didn't.
Can we say welcome, Mark? Mark, how are you?
How we doing? You all right, guys? Sorry I was late.
He's me coming down there.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Oh, brilliant, isn't it? Just over the moon. It's just awesome. Absolutely. Cloud9. Brilliant.
I'm struggling for words. I don't think I'm going to get as many likes as what JD usually gets. I think JD's overtook me in the hosting stakes in this.
Yeah. You've made this competition up in your head.
There is no competition. Obviously,
you said it.
Dortmund pull back level through Jude Bellingham. Listen, this boy he's going to go places, isn't he?
How good is he? How good is he? What a player that boy is. 18-year-old.
That's unbelievable.
18. Friday.
It looked to me anyway, JD, as if he basically runs that Dortmund team. He controls them. He tells them what to do.
You seen the wee bit near the end? He was getting that. Was it Schultz? Absolute pelters. Listen, I want to know who keeps him out that England team, because if that guy does not get a start for England yet, I don't care what age he is. For me, he's probably this is bold, right? He's probably going to be the player that everybody thought Paul Pogba was going to be. Well, I know Pogba's won the World Cup, right? And he might not do that. He probably won't. Hope he doesn't. But he's just what a player. Everton, he's a boss. What a player, man! I can't even say anything else about the guy. My new favourite player.
And it was. I mean, is it Goldson's fault, Scotty, or is it just?
It's a bit harsh in the criticism. I mean, there's a lot of luck, but there was a good interchange by Dortmund in the first place. But there's a lot of fortune that goes into it from Dortmund's side. That ball could have ricocheted off Bellingham's head and gone out for a goal kick. Mm-hmm. The fact that I think it's probably hit his arm, but its arm's light on the body, and it's probably the softest bit of the tissue, and it's just fell perfectly for him. So, yeah, you can argue real fine margins to say he could swing a left foot at it, but we all know that's Goldson's standing foot, and let's face it, if he did that, anything could have happened. Absolutely anything. It's just one of those things. I mean, we can look back at it now and say it's just one of those things. Thankfully.
Yeah. And then, of course, 10 minutes later, Mark, they go 2-1 up, and I don't think you can put that down to a bad ricochet. I think that was just poor defending.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it's one of those ones that they were. I mean, they're a right good side, aren't they? They're a right good side. You can see they're good. Mm-hmm. See if they spend money on a defender or two, they're flying. As I say, right good side. They put us under pressure for big parts of that first half. But look, as I said, it doesn't really matter now, does it? It's history is we've bet them over 2 legs, and that's all that matters. History's wrote. The boys have wrote history, and it doesn't matter what they do now. As far as I'm concerned, they're heroes in my eyes. Two legs, Dortmund. You can't take anything away from them. Probably.
Just on a wee quick side note, right? And while we're very, very happy, and my throat is just about to go. JD, obviously most of the guys that help out on the Rabble, in fact, everybody else apart from us four, were at the game, so we obviously had the benefit of watching it on telly and getting replays. What did you make of that drone cam thing?
I liked it, mate. I thought that was really smart. I thought it showed how impressive Ibrox can be for that top bit. I thought it was
you
really
never
smart.
get to see the main stand.
I thought it was good to be a shit broadcaster like BT. I thought it was really good.
So they've got all the angles, they've got the drone cam and all that, but they don't have the right angles for VAR apparently.
We'll get to that moment.
We will chuck up. Scotty's desperate. What surprised me more than anything, Scotty, Mark missed it because obviously he was fanning about and couldn't be asked coming on at the beginning, but we discussed how Gio changed it at half time, went to a back 5. We looked so much more solid, but also what was a bit confusing to me was Dortmund didn't really seem to know what to do with the change of formation.
Yeah, they look. That's actually a really good observation, one that I haven't actually really thought about. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, thank you for asking me that, Mark. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that going to the back five, it kind of suckered them in a wee bit, didn't it? It kind of let us really play in a break, and I thought when we went to a back five, I thought Kent was just outstanding. Just see if it sees an outlet. What a player! As I said, the two people that stood out in my mind was Bellingham, and I thought Kent was outstanding. I thought Morelos' hold-up play as well. That second half, back five, and it just played as if the two of them were just up there themselves and they were just delivering themselves. They were outstanding, the pair of them.
That's because they did.
And yeah, 100%, yeah. And I think I know we talk about tactical nous and stuff like that, but I think it was a stroke of genius. I think that they struggled because they had so many men that if you notice that they go man for man at the back, and I think they had so many men pushing forward that when we went to back five, we kind of matched them with us, and it just left Kent and Morelos 1-on-1. And to be fair, we told them to shreds, absolutely told them to shreds on the counter. And they really didn't know what to do with us. And they didn't think about changing it. I thought it was strange that they didn't try and kind of change their formation slightly. I think it's a kind of one-trick pony, but I know we're talking about Dortmund, but a one-trick pony. But it's I just thought it was very, very strange that they never tried the formation.
I don't rate him as a manager. I think a club like Dortmund should have been able to adapt, and they haven't. Should have been able to adapt to Rangers going to a back five, probably in both games, but more so the day because they were all over us. It was their game there to take. The momentum was theirs and everything. We make a wee change at half time, and they almost were shocked by it. It took them about 10 minutes to recover from it. We had already scored by then, hadn't we? And then by that point, they didn't know what to do. They were just throwing bodies on, which for a German team, you're thinking he would have went like, right, do this, that will beat their back five, and he didn't have it. And I know there's a lot of murmurings about it, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's not our manager next season or even tomorrow.
See, there was a lot of talk over in Dortmund when me and Scotty were over there. I mean, it took me about 6 years to go home. That that this game was important to his job. That if he went out of the Europa League, it could be the end for him. That's what a few of the Dortmund fans were saying. But JD, the sub at half time was obviously Balogun on, Barisic off. Obviously, with hindsight and all that, we can say it was the correct decision. But for you, did Barisic do much wrong in that first half?
Yes. I thought every time the ball went near him, going forward, he didn't offer as much. He put the ball at the park a couple of times. His first thought is to go backwards. So I think going forward, we've said that a couple of times. I know he's played all right after the Old Firm game, but get Balogun back in and get the big man out left, because moreover, having Barisic and folks say, Kent needs Barisic behind him. Listen, get Bassi on the ball, get him bombing forward. What a weapon that is, by the way. The boy's an absolute weapon. And Balogun played outstanding. So a genius move it was by Van Bronckhorst and his coaching staff to do it. It was probably the obvious one, let's be honest. But both players that the game changed on, Balogun and Bassi, were probably two of our biggest players that had the biggest impacts in the second half, because Balogun won every tackle and Bassi created the second goal, and he relieves a lot of pressure with his direct running and he's skinning folk, man. He's like doing tricks and all that. And
he's so strong on the ball as well. Scotty, is that now obviously Balogun back fit? We'll touch on Balogun in a wee second. Is that Bassi's position now? Is it Barisic's to win back?
I don't think Barisic can actually get close to Bassi.
No.
I think we've seen such a, and it's sad, but sometimes it happens and the decline happens quite quickly. I think there's definitely an injury or an issue there for, what are you laughing at?
Scotty, it's ever since I wrote an article on Barisic to get drafted for the
Of course it is.
That kiss of death.
Mate,
The first ever thing I done for the Rangers Rabble was write an article on Borna Barisic, and I bigged him up to be the third best left back behind David Robertson and Arthur Newman. And then it was the day before they played England in the Euros, and then he never played, and then he didn't play at all, and he's actually not really played that well ever since.
it's actually really something similar to John Lundstrom. I will not praise him because the last time I praised him, he ended up being shit. So I'm not praising him, and he seems to be doing all right. But I think Borna's like still struggling with an injury or something. He just fully hasn't recovered from injury. He's not getting his confidence. He runs in treacle. It's like he's running in treacle. I don't know what's going on. His crosses aren't going in, beating first man. I don't think the rest of the players trust him either as well. Because see, when he has been playing and there's been times where there's been a free kick or whatever, Tav usually lets him have a shot, lets him have a go. Tav is like, no, you've got absolutely no chance. I think it's done. I think it is. It's Bassey, and Bassey's just been outstanding since he's come in. What are you laughing at? It's usually me that's pissing himself laughing in the bottom corner. But what's
so I've got an old guy I used to work with, one of my old mates. He's there and he wrote the Croatian Prince, right? Because see, when I was writing that article about Barisic, I said to him, "You want to go and have a wee proofread, have a wee read of that for me?" And he had a read, and I'd called it the Croatian Prince.
Yeah, you've well and truly fucked this one.
Yeah, you have.
I think apart from a little purple patch, I've got to say that Bassey's just been absolutely solid and above the majority of Borna's Rangers performances, taking into account from when he first signed. And Bassey seems to have learned how to head the ball now, so we're all good.
Yeah. Look, Bassey sets up the second goal as well, Mark, the equaliser.
See that second goal, that little touch that he does? He just makes a complete mockery of every single Dortmund player. He's like, "Oh, come at me." They're trying to nip at him. He's done this drag back and knocked it forward, and then he's away. The guy's built like a double-decker bus, as you said, and he shows one hell of a turn of pace. Where does that come from?
He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal, Mark. And he's so young that he's only going to get better. But that ball in, and what's Tav doing up there? You know, we haven't seen Tav do that for so long, and it's great to see it again.
I mean, what a goal. As I said, you're talking about big passes. The improvement since the boys come in has been unbelievable. As I said, and his versatility, playing centre half. But see when he starts running, imagine standing in front of that. Imagine trying to chase that back. Because he's got to be 16 stone anyway. 16 and a half stone, maybe 17 stone. And he's got to be about 6'3", 4". And he's quick, he's proper fast. But I think the big one when he starts motoring, he's brilliant down that line. What a great ball in as well, dangerous. And I think Morelos will be kicking himself. He had a wee gamble, didn't he? And he just missed it by a ball here, and then of Tavernier doing what Tavernier does. Brilliant. I thought Tavernier tonight was my man of the match. I thought he was outstanding going forward, and I thought he defended well as well. Usually I've got a wee bit of fear when we're playing a right good side, and he just defensively, I just think he's just a yard no close enough, and a yard behind where he's meant to be. But I thought positionally, every aspect. But going forward, I mean, I think they said on a TV that's his 74th goal for the club.
Mental. His stats are mental.
Back, that's just mental. Mm-hmm. And I can't, for the life of me, I can't believe why nobody down south is well that. You know what? It is well worth a punt. But hey, as long as stays fat and stays up here, I'm all happy for him. As I said, I know he's had some stick over the course, but do you know what? His numbers speak for themselves.
Has there been a better right back for Rangers? Has there been a better right back? It's probably the right back's the position where it's the hardest one to fill in.
Well, somebody that I never seen, but I mean, I would imagine there'll be a lot of people saying the likes of Sandy Jordan. You know,
In your
but
lifetime.
in the modern era, I don't think there has been. Scotty, has there been a better right back?
Stephen Whittaker.
Oh my God.
Who?
Alan Hutton.
Gary Stevens was good as well.
Kurt
Gary
Broadfoot.
Stevens was phenomenal. But again, just a
Other
tiny
than
wee
that-
bit before my time. But no, in the modern era, I mean, look, we're not going into a discussion about why he gets stick and all that, because this is excuse me, a celebration tonight. I've lost the comment anyway, JD, but we do score a third goal. It looked to me a perfectly good third goal. Morelos takes the ball, is then kicked in the back of the leg, but carries on. He should have went down and got a free kick, but he carried on. And unselfishly squares it to Kent, who got the goal that he absolutely deserved tonight. It goes to VAR. The referee goes over. It looked to me as if the ref was looking at it going, where's the foul? I don't see the foul. And then turns and gives the foul. Can you explain to me, please, his thought process for giving that?
Aye, I can. So the thought process is, right, Morelos nips in front of him and puts his foot in front of him. No try to win the ball, but Morelos just puts his foot in front of him, so it's a deliberate for that angle. See, when you watch it through all the other angles, it's no for me. It looks just like Morelos runs, but he definitely puts his foot to the left, and then that's when Can kicks him. So I can see what the ref's done there, but it's not a foul for me. But he only watched it for that one fucking angle 3 times, 4 times.
See,
When you watch it for all the other angles, aye, Morelos did, but Morelos has got every right to do anything he wants with his foot because he's not touching the man. So it's never a foul for me. I can see what the ref's saying. Morelos puts his foot in there for him to kick it deliberately almost, but no, man, not for me. And I can't believe he rolled it to him, honestly. Morelos deserved that assist and all, because we all thought he was going to blast it off the keeper or score. It's the first time Morelos has ever showed a bit of fucking, I don't know what you call it.
brains.
Aye. And he deserved it. He had deserved the assist.
See, VAR, you might have more of a grasp than I do. Now, does the referee request different angles? Or is he just seeing what he's given?
I think he just sees what he's given, personally.
Well, sorry, let's jump on what Martin's doing, the old egg chasing tap, right? See, during those moments, right, and I love the rugby and all, see, during those moments, the ref's like that, show me a different angle. Show me a different angle.
Aye.
The ref, look, that's what Martin just touched on, the fact that there was these drones and things. There was any angle the guy wanted. And I thought he was a good ref, by the way, but why did he not say, can I see this for another angle, folks? The maturity and the professionalism of referees with video evidence in rugby is lights fucking years ahead of football right now. And we've got professional refs, but we don't know how to use it or how to command it. That ref could just be commanded. I want to see another, show me that again, show me another angle of that, let's see it. But showing you one wee bit when you always see Morelos' foot just going across, oh, that's a foul. No, man, it's such a big moment.
Just to caveat that, JD, in the rugby, they've had it for a lot longer than us.
Yeah.
No, of course.
I think you're probably right in what you say, but I think that in time that will be the same. It will come.
Well, look, see, just on that, Mark, right? CGM makes a point. Look, VAR didn't get it wrong. It was the ref. All VAR did was tell him to have a look. So, from that point of view, look, it doesn't put me off VAR at all, but it just means that VAR has to get better. If you understand what I mean.
No,
Do you
because
think there's like a preconception that if you're told to go look at VAR, it's to change your decision?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was
So
going to say, Scott.
because the referee has looked at it, and I'm thinking, like you said, I'm seeing where's the foul, and then he's walking away, and he still hasn't made his decision, and then he makes his decision like a couple of seconds later. Now, either he's done that to be a bit of a ponce and posture a little bit before he's making the decision, in which case he's trying to make himself centre of attention, or he still hasn't made a decision, in which case he should have taken a little bit longer, looked at it a little bit more, and asked to see a different angle, because there is absolutely no way. Now, if Morelos got ahead of the ball and he used his hands or something to get ahead of Emre Can, yeah, I can see a foul. But purely for the fact that Emre Can has taken a really bad touch and Morelos has nipped ahead of him, And it wasn't even like he's overly stretched just to get his foot ahead of him and try and win the foul, because he's away. He's gone. He's still on his feet. He's that far ahead. He's gone. I still can't fathom it. I really, really can't. I'm really, really struggling to. What comes?
Scott, is he on that? You're absolutely right.
I feel like I've been cheated.
Yeah. See if everything else that happens with VAR, the video assistant referee will just say to the ref, "I've checked, it's not a foul play on," or continue. The fact that the video assistant ref said, "You want to have a look at this," because they've also thought this might be a foul. Let me flip back. See if that's in the box. That's a penalty. That's a penalty all day long, and that'd be given as a penalty.
True. Yeah, and see,
that'd be given as a penalty.
Yeah, but see if, let's, for example, Morelos gets ahead there, and he goes down as he gets ahead and he gets taken away. Emre Can's getting sent off. He's through on goal. He's getting sent off. So that's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
like there is in the one possible scenario where he's given it against Morelos, he has, and I just, you know what, it feels like we're moaning about something because we're now just beating Dortmund 6-4 over 2 legs, but I feel absolutely robbed that we've been cheated out of beating them.
We beat them 3-2 tonight. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, as well, what is the actual foul for then? If it gives a foul against Morelos, what is the foul for? Because he's not kicked him, he's not pushed him, he's not shoved him. Is it obstruction?
Impeding him or something like that?
So some nonsense like that. But anyway, look, let's move on for that. We'll probably be discussing that VAR a lot more at a later date anyway. But a good point for Albert's. We giving credit to Shagger for keeping the score down in the first half, Mark. Is it 20 years today that Alan McGregor played his first game for Rangers? Is that right? I think that's right.
I think thereabouts, yeah.
Again, Alan McGregor does what he does. He makes phenomenal saves. There was one point, I really shouldn't bring this up because it's a celebration, but it was a corner, and again, it's right in the 6-yard box, and he's got to come out and command that area, and he doesn't. But on the flip side, there is 2 or 3 really, really good saves that he makes.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you take McGregor out of that equation tonight, they've maybe scored 4 goals.
Nah, come on.
I'm telling you, he made a couple of cracking saves, absolutely brilliant saves.
Julian Brandt's right down him. Mark, you can just win that, put your hands up. Listen,
I know.
His reactions.
Goalie saved.
The one rocket from the boy that scored in
right-hand side.
McGregor's,
yeah.
But then I put that in a similar sort of save that the Dortmund keeper made against Morelos at the bottom right corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As I said, for me, he's got credits in the back. I can't see. I think that this might be his last season, but do you know what? I mean, see when he was 20, he never came for the ball. I don't know why all of a sudden it's an issue.
Nobody should have credits in the bank if it costs us a league. If he costs us another 3 or 4 goals and we lose the league, I'm not thanking Alan McGregor.
Yeah,
100%. We've got to get rid of this
sentimentality in here.
Oh, fucking get rid of it. We owe no one nothing. We don't owe anyone. We don't.
Millions of pounds off us. Millions of pounds. That's what he's earned. And yes, he's saved us. He's been last season, best season perhaps in his whole career with Rangers. A bit of cloudy moments as well with the club as well. Let's not forget that. No sentimental for me. But I don't care who you are.
Out of the length of time that he's played for us, how many points do you think he's actually made for us?
I don't care about that. I don't care. We're in the now right now, and this season.
But I know what you're saying, but you can't forget that. You can't forget what he's done for the club.
No, you're absolutely spot on. You can't forget that. But we saved that for the after dinner circuit.
Oh, yeah. Understand that. So I said, but for me, he's not doing anything that I would say, right, drop him.
Oh no, I agree. I'm with that. I don't think.
I think that we're kind of been a wee bit harsh here and kind of picking faults to him rather than saying, look, he's made some brilliant saves tonight. This is the bottom line. So let's not pick faults to him. Let's look at the positives rather than the negatives. We've just done one of the best teams in Europe.
Yes, and we've
just done them with all 2 legs.
We will come back to discuss that, but obviously we do discuss individual players. And Scotty, one of them is a man who has risen through the ashes of, I suppose, not the hatred, but the annoyance of Rangers supporters, and came to the forefront. Played midfield and centre back tonight, and was
Don't ask Scotty.
outstanding. Mr. John Lundstrom, phenomenal tonight, and he's been really good the last kind of month, but tonight, phenomenal.
Oh, but he can't get carried away with himself. He's still got a lot to prove. He's still got a long way to go. He did well. I'll give him kudos.
JD, tonight, a man who has risen from the ashes.
Yeah.
John Lundstrom. Oh, brilliant.
Look, we've already had this conversation. I can't praise him in case he has a stinker in the next game.
I've always thought there was a player in there with John. Like there always was. I think if he get caught up, was it Malmo he get sent off against, wasn't it? And we weren't happy with him. But he's played well in every game. But it was always doing what just needed to be done. And it's me and Scotty have spoken about this before. He always just done the wee pass, which he was kind of scared. But listen, the Rangers jersey's heavy for a lot of people. It's just took John Lundstrom a wee bit longer to fill it. And he's filled it now. And listen, I've got no worry about him playing wherever he can play centre half, the middle of a back three for all I care now.
Yeah, well, everybody, excuse me again, watching, thank you very much. Thank you to everybody in the comments. Please do like and subscribe on YouTube. We are live on Facebook and Twitter as well. Give us a wee retweet on Twitter, a wee like and a wee share and a wee like on Facebook as well. If you want extra content, if you want to help support the Rangers Rabble, we do, of course, have memberships on YouTube and our very own Patreon. Links are in the description for that if you want to help support the channel. Right, Mark, we have just beaten one of the best teams in Europe, right? JD's laughing, staying my tits in, by the way. We've just beat one of the best teams in Europe. We're through to the next round of the Europa League. People are asking, who do you want? How far can we go? But before we come to that, where does this result and performance sit in Rangers history?
I think it's right up there. Seriously, I know I've said it before in the last time we bet them. For where we've been as a club, the absolute depth of despair and worried and didn't know whether we were going to have a club or to come back. And let's face it, they are one of the biggest clubs in Europe as it stands. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It's one of the ones. It's a pinch yourself moment. We talk about Palma years ago and how well we've done against them and Leon and to me this beats them all, and it beats them all purely because where we've climbed from, where we've been and where we've came from. That this is just dreamland, absolute dreamland. And I think all of us as fans are proper. I was tonight at full time so I was a wee bit emotional, purely for the fact that where we've been and where we've came from. And do you know what? We were thinking, first one, we're a right good side. See, in Europe, we're a right good side. We've got some right good players, and that's a massive result for us. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Martin, see when you look at what Mark's saying there, see when you look at the teams now we can get in the draw, we don't fear MD because actually the seeded teams look a better option than some of the unseeded teams. You avoid your Barcelona. You avoid your Barcelonas. You're avoiding Atalanta, Leipzig, Porto, Sevilla. You're in against like Red Star, Frankfurt, who are below Dortmund in the league, Galatasaray, Leverkusen, albeit gave Dortmund a doing, but are below Dortmund in the league. Lyon, Monaco, Spartak will get a bye. West Ham. Are we really going to fear any of these clubs, really, after what we've just shown over 2 legs?
I don't think we can. I don't think we need to. I really don't.
Scotty, do you fear any of those clubs?
No. Honestly, if after watching Rangers of the last 2 European games, why? Why would we go into any game fearing anyone? What performance since we got back into Europe has made you think, oh shit, we can't handle ourselves here? I would say at a push, the home leg against Leverkusen, but I put that down to us running out of steam. We ran out of steam in the league, and we just finally ran out of steam in Europe. We're a team that's beat Braga home and away. We should have by all means have beaten Benfica home and away, beating Galatasaray. There aren't many challenges that we've looked like we've come up short with, and we are. It's about time we actually just gave ourselves a pat on the back and a bit of actual belief, because teams will see that result and they will also see the matches, and they will also see the stats and the highlights and think these boys weren't fucking lucky.
No,
these boys are actually good. And after obviously being down where I am down in London and having grown up in England, I'm obviously in a load of group chats with a load of English people, and they don't really pay much attention to Rangers or the Scottish League. But after that leg in Dortmund, you've got people going, hold on, these boys are actually fucking good. This Ryan Kent, this Morelos, they play proper football at a proper pace with proper quality, and teams will see this. And I say, bring them on. Bring on West Ham.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Love it.
Take over London. We've got thousands of Rangers fans already down here. The amount of people that would be absolutely fantastic. Bring on absolutely anyone. Bring on Leon. Bring him back on. Can we play Leon?
I don't know.
Sure we can.
I honestly don't know. Can I actually? This might sound like a bit of tongue-in-cheek, JD, right? But it's really, really not. Scotty picked up on a point there about, people down south and that. I don't really care what people down south think about Scotland or Rangers or the players, right? I don't care about that. But see these performances in Europe, they do put a spotlight on us as a club, and it also puts a spotlight on our league, which then in turn can make us maybe sell players for a bit more money. We might be able to get players that possibly before would think, I'm not going to go to Scotland. But if we can show in Europe how well we can do against these teams, when the other side, right, and I'm not going to make this about them, and this is a serious point, they are failing in Europe dreadfully, and the result tonight for them, right, is really detrimental to the Scottish game for me personally, right? Getting beat 5-1 off of the Norwegian champions, decent team, but they get hammered, right? So results like this against Dortmund are massive, are huge for Scottish football.
I don't disagree with you, but
can I just jump in and say?
Aye, please, because I'll say something you want me to say.
They harp on about they beat Barcelona once, like 10 years ago, or whatever. It meant nothing. It meant nothing because they qualified for fuck all. They won fuck all.
But this is the same tonight. This is a great result we've put at Dortmund, but it means fuck all if we either we don't get somewhere.
It wasn't a meaningless game.
What does this result mean tonight if Celtic win the treble, get the Champions League, and we don't win anything? It means nothing.
No, I understand it for that point, but what
You're
I mean
getting ahead of yourself there, JD.
No, but what I mean is,
we can't worry about stuff that is in the future.
I know, but my point wasn't about that. But if we lose tonight, then if we go on and win the league, that's brilliant for us. We get into the Champions League, that's great. But we've won the night. We've beat a big team in Europe, which then puts a bit of spotlight on Scottish football and onto Rangers and onto our players. This is the point I'm trying to make. Whereas if us and Celtic constantly get beat in Europe, it doesn't matter what we do in the league. People are only going to come and say, see that Ryan Kent, by the way, what a player he is. That's 25-30 million right there. If we get pumped tonight and he doesn't touch the ball, it doesn't matter if we win the league by 15, 20 points.
I don't care about Celtic. They've not won.
I'm not making it about them. No, that's not the point I'm making.
But you're saying that you're saying that it's better for us if we perform in Europe for selling players. Celtic have sold players for 10, 15 years to down to England and been shit in Europe. Celtic have won a knockout time nearly 20 years. They've still sold all our best players down to the Prem.
They were selling players for 15, 20 million when they were playing in the Champions League.
They weren't winning. They weren't winning any games.
They were playing in the Champions League and they were looking half decent at home.
They've not won a knockout game since 2004 or something like that, is it?
Aye, but they were playing in the group stage of the Champions League and they were winning games at home and they had players that looked all right and played well. That's the point I'm making. If we go and play these teams and don't perform, then it doesn't matter. That's the only point I'm making.
I agree with
Listen, like there are people that have been watching that and thinking, I want that guy to play at my club. The Borrusia Dortmund will undoubtedly be looking at Alfredo Morelos going, he's just fucking ragdolled Mats Hummels.
Yeah.
And Mats Hummels is like, don't sign him because I don't want to fucking play him in training.
Right. Yeah. I'm Kent.
See, the thing is, for those players now, it's going to be Massey, Morelos, Kent, Aribo. You could even go and start talking about Massey in this same sense here now, but we're three main men. They're all out of contract, right? So see if we could sign them on contracts and throw in some sort of ridiculous release clause and say, listen, if we get that money, you can go 50 million, right? People might laugh at that, right? But even if we don't sign them in a new contract, the performances they've put in these last two games, I think means, so see, it comes the summer, if it's time for Kent and Morelos and Aribo to leave, they're not going to leave for the wee 10 million because they've got a year left of contract. Yeah. They're going to leave for 15, 20 million because of how well they've played in these last two games.
And that was simply the point I was making. People in the comments are going, oh, no, the league's a priority. Of course the league's a priority. You've misunderstood the point. So we shall move on. We shall move on because I know.
Are you telling our listeners they're wrong?
I'm telling certain people they're wrong, including JD, yes.
Let's not talk about Celtic. We don't ever talk about Celtic.
I wasn't talking about Celtic.
You keep mentioning them, shut up.
However, these are all stupid. You don't understand anything. Mark, we're on a high. We've just beat Dortmund, so this might be one of those questions you ask when you're on a bit of a high. But realistically, for us, how far can we go?
It's one of them ones, isn't it? Look, we should not fear anybody. We've just discussed it. There's nobody in this tie, and any of the ties moving forward, we should fear. This team should have the belief that they can beat anybody on their day. They really should. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go and win it, but they should have that belief. I think that as a collective, on their day, I think that they can pretty much beat anybody. And moving forward, I mean, it just depends who we draw, but I mean, at the moment the world's our oyster. It really is. We can go as far as we want to go. We play the way we can play. Then,
well, I'll correct you. The world isn't quite our oyster. We can either go to London, France, Germany, Russia.
That's a fair bit of the world, is it not? That's a fair bit of the world.
Well, I don't
we're not going to go to South America, granted.
I don't think we can go to that.
So Europe's our oysters. Is that better? Europe's our oyster.
Yeah, certain places in Europe is our oyster. Yeah. Actually, just on that as well, Scotty, and I can't find the comment, but results like this in Europe, performances like that, that can only help us in the league going forward as well.
Sorry, I'm just too busy laughing at Mark. So I just found myself really funny then.
Not that funny.
Well, yeah, it should give us confidence. But it doesn't. It doesn't transpire like that. We've seen it. I mean, we were away in Europe and we beat Borussia Dortmund 4-2, and then we go draw 1-1 with Dundee United. I just think we've got to keep doing what we're doing because at the moment we're just playing really well. And the momentum, I don't care what anyone says, and I know the results. They say, the results don't lie. The momentum is with us. They're going back to their ways they were pre-Christmas, scraping by games. Yeah. And I know there is absolutely no way that our last couple of games we should have got the results that we should. It's completely unjust. Mm-hmm. But if we keep playing the way we do and keep playing the tactics that we do with the attacking intent, the goals will come, the points will come, they'll drop points. Even if they don't drop points, I've got a complete faith that we can go between now and the end of the season and win every single game. If we keep doing what we do, and it doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah. The bookies have made us 20.
If anyone thinks this Rangers side aren't capable of that, I just point you to last season. This is the same team. This is pretty much the same team. We are capable of going on that run. And so that's what champions do, and we are champions.
Ironically, the Dundee United game actually gave me quite a lot of confidence because it was one of those games where it wasn't as if we'd... Usually when we go to places like that, you know, it's a struggle and maybe we nick a win, maybe we don't. We played really, really well. There just seemed a difference in Rangers, and it was just unlucky that we never got the result. JD, what were you saying there about the bookies?
I just checked. The bookies have put us 20-1 to win the Europa League, which, you know what I mean? I think that's pretty decent price, to be fair. 5 teams higher than us, but yeah, they've got West Ham at 12, so I'd love to put West Ham out. But like I said, all the teams all the unseeded teams are all the favourites: Barca, Sevilla, Leipzig, and Atalanta.
Barca favourites? Sure, it can't be. They just must be favourites because of their name.
Put Napoli out though, didn't they? They've got a lot of good young players.
Barca have picked up performances really, really well. But anyway, we're talking about Rangers. Look, we're talking about Rangers, but that will do us for tonight. We'll be back with the preview tomorrow. JD, you hosting the preview?
Yes.
Right, good.
What time's the draw? Is the draw tomorrow?
Friday, it will be, is it not? Yeah, it will be.
I thought the draw was on Monday.
Oh, is it? Somebody will tell us
in the comments. Can probably
anybody in the comments know when the draw is?
Can we find out who everyone wants? Have we done that?
In fact, okay, we've not even done man of the match yet either. I apologise.
This is why you don't get all the likes.
I know. This is why people should like more.
People left. We're away. The elbows away.
Encourage me. People in the comments. What was that I was supposed to ask them again?
Right. So we've got the draws tomorrow. The draws tomorrow. Who do you want
in the draw, and who was your man of the match? So I'll go to all three of yous, and then I'll bring up the comments. That's it. Mark, who do you want in the draw, and who was your man of the match tonight?
In the draw, West Ham.
His man of the match is McGregor.
Man of the match was Tavernier.
Good shout.
Outstanding.
Good shout. JD?
I'm going to be a pure dick here and say I want Spartak Moscow, and I'm getting Kent man of the match.
You don't go on the Euro away trips, do you?
Let's just get through.
In fact, do you reckon that here's probably a question for another day? Do you reckon they're actually going to get allowed to stay in the competition?
I don't think so. They'll be telling about the border.
Is that why you want Spartak Moscow?
Aye. Okay, if that wasn't happening, I think I'd like to have a wee shot at West Ham. I'd love to put an English team at the sword. Would love it.
West Ham are playing really, really well this season, Scott.
Not just now, they're not. They're on a wee bit of slump, by the way.
True.
See, I wouldn't mind a little jaunt to Lyon or Monaco. Have a nice
It's
little...
not about your travels, mate. This isn't it's about us progressing.
You're asking me a question. I'm giving you an answer. What is wrong with you? Listen, if
Draw is 11 a.m. tomorrow, guys, by the way.
We've already established that. You're well behind.
You.
Right.
It was Walter Smith's birthday today as well, Martin, which I thought was fitting.
Yes, I was going to mention that before we finished, JD.
I was going to do that. Well, I would say West Ham, but I don't want all you guys staring at my flats. So I'll say Lyon. No, Monaco, Lyon. I've never been to Monaco
as well, by the way. That's a good shout.
I think we beat all of them.
If it's Monaco, Scotty's the only one that can afford to go. That's the only reason.
That's very true.
Even Wolf will be going to Monaco.
Wilf only drinks coffee. He's fine. He can pay 10 quid on a coffee. Yeah. We can't spend.
Let's get to some comments. Hold on, Callum C. Barcelona and Kent. Who was your man in the match, Scotty?
Morelos.
See, whenever I ask a question, right, and I want to answer it in a specific way, right, Sharpie never does it right. Not once has he done it right. All he's put is man in the match, Kent. Not who he wants in the match, right?
He's there to wind you up.
Honestly, God, man, it's ridiculous, Sharpie. Graham Ross, you're experienced on the channel. Come on, man. Losing my voice and everything. Scott Mack, West Ham or Moscow, but again, he's not giving me man in the match. This is ridiculous. Walter Zenga, Bassi, and Galatasaray. Aldo McNaught, a new member of the rabble as well. Lundstrom, man of the match, and West Ham. Brock said they better Shagger, man of the match. Just for you, Mark.
Awesome.
Michael, channel member, Barcelona and Kent. Scott, I'm pulling that up because I agree, Tav, even though he's not done it right. Grant McRoberts, I want West Ham and man of the match, Kent. I'll come to a few more in a wee second, but JD, you mentioned it, of course. Today is the legendary Walter Smith's birthday. It still seems a bit surreal, if I'm being brutally honest with you. JD.
Sorry, I thought you were, yeah, like, God bless him, man. I'm glad we got the result, but yeah, an absolute, he's a legend, isn't he, really, for any of us growing up. So, aye, a god of a man.
That is. Happy birthday to the gaffer anyway.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Mad Harry the Maniac, Lundstrom and Monaco. Can't remember.
Yes,
Ewan.
joining me in Monte Carlo. Good boy.
Can't remember Ewan, who after like 6 or 7 years hasn't learned how to spell Tavernier's name. That's probably the worst attempt
That's one of the
seen.
best attempts I've ever seen.
That is the worst attempt I've
that
ever
is
seen.
100. That's like fair play. He's 100% outside, leaving Ibrox. Cold fingers.
Calvin Bassey, the Newham General, man of the match, West Ham.
Wait, Mark, can we touch on with the chat, but we can't get Leon in the next round? Is that because, right? People, a few people have said we can't get Leon.
We played them in the group stages, surely.
Oh, so we did.
Oh, we played them in the group stage.
No, we did.
Surely that should well be.
Well,
once you go to knockout.
Yeah,
but that would be their last game in the group stage and their first game in the knockout could be against us.
Yes.
Interesting.
Anyways, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you to everybody in the comments. And please do on YouTube give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, if you want to join us on YouTube as a member, you can click that join button, select the tier that suits yourself. If you're watching on Facebook, give us a wee like and share. Twitter, give us a like and a retweet. And listen, thank you everybody for watching. My throat cannot handle any more chat. JD's doing my nut in. Mark was late.
That was a barnstormer there, by the way. I like that one.
Mark was late, and Scotty, the less said about him, the better. So thank you everybody for watching. The preview will be uploaded at some point tomorrow if JD can be bothered, because he usually records it and then forgets to upload it, and we will be back at the weekend for live match reaction again. So thank you everybody for watching, and we'll speak to you again very, very soon.